"What did you say?" asked Eagleman. "Do not listen," said the woman. "You know the baby cannot talk." "Papa," the baby said again, "somebody came." But every time the woman told Eagleman not to listen. Finally she sang a song so the baby would go to sleep. When they were both sleeping, the fly came out of the crack and turned back into Toy. He took a stone hatchet from his belt and chopped the baby's head off. Then he chopped Eagleman's head off too. After Toy killed Eagleman, the woman took him to a corner of the cave where there was a huge pile of bones. These were the bones of the people Eagleman had killed. First, Toy woke up the people at the very top of the pile, the ones who had been dead for the shortest time. When they came back to life, their skin was a rich brown color. They were gentle and hard-working and laughed a lot. "I like you very much," Toy said. "You will be Tohono O'Otham, my desert people, and live here close to my mountains forever." The next people on the pile had been dead a while longer. When they woke up, they weren't quite so industrious, and they were a little quarrelsome. "You're all right," Toy said. "You can live near me, but not too near. You will be the Pima, Akimel O'Otham, and live by the river." When the next people woke up, they were lazy, and they fought a lot among themselves. "You will be the Ob, the Apaches," Toy said. "You will be the enemy, and live far from here in the mountains across my desert." The bones at the bottom of the pile had been dead for such a long time that when they came back to life, their skin had turned white. "I don't like you at all," Toy said to them. "You will be Milgan, the whites. I will give you something with which to write. Then I want you to go far away from me across the ocean and stay there." And that, Nawaj, my friend, is the story of Toy and Eagleman. The Indian girl staggered slightly as she sidled up to the pickup. "Mr. Ladd, are you going to the dance?" Gary Ladd finished pumping gas into his pickup. He recognized Gina Antone, a young Papago who lived in Topawa, a village on the reservation that also housed the teacher's compound where he lived with his wife. "Hi, Gina," he returned. "My friend and I thought we'd stop by for a while." "Our truck broke down," Gina continued. She was slender and attractive and more than a little drunk. "Could you give us a ride? We've got some beer." "Sure," Gary Ladd told her. "No problem." He hurried into the trading post to pay for the gas while a laughing group of young Papagos piled cheerfully into the back of the truck. It was early on a hot summer's evening in June of 1968. As they settled into the bed of the pickup, the young people laughed and joked about the coming dance. None of them guessed that before the sun came up the next morning, Gina Antone would be dead, and that death for her would be a blessing. The woman sat in the detective's car. He had left the engine running, so the air conditioning stayed on. The interior of the car remained cool, even on this overheated June night. The woman listened curiously to the crackling transmissions on the police radio, but she mostly didn't understand what the voices were saying. She didn't want to understand. Instead of getting out of the car, she sat and listened and watched. She saw the parade of flashing lights as the ambulance arrived. After that, she didn't want to see any more. She turned away and focused instead on the luminescent hands of the clock on the dashboard as they moved from 8 o'clock to 8:10, from 8:10 to 8:15. The detective hurried back to the car. "He's calling for you," the man said gruffly. "You want to go to him?" "No," she said quickly. "No, thank you. I'd rather stay here if you don't mind." Chapter 1. The room was square and hot, and so was the man sitting at the gray-green metallic desk. Sweat poured off his jowls and trickled down the